Aa? What?
Hey,
Um, hmm. Hmm. Ha.
hı?
Oh. Ha. Um. Hmm? Hmm? Hmm. What? Come on.
Eh.
Yes! Oh.
Aw. Eh.
Oh. What? Oh. Um. What? Huh. What? Oh.
Oh!
What? What? Oh.
어?
하.
음. 에.
어?
어?
하.
음. 어? 아,
응? 어? 어?
음,
뭐?
어? 어?
Mhm. Um. Huh.
음. 아. 음.
Oh. What? Hı? Aa.
Hey,
Ha.
ah, Come on. Aa? Ha.
What? Hmm.
Huh?
What? Hı? What?
Huh? Hmm.
Ha.
Mhm.
Em,
Hmm. Huh?
What? What? Huh.
Ahem.
What?
Mhm. Huh? Huh? Ah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. Ha.
Ahem. Huh? Huh?
Aa? Ha.
Uh, hmm. Huh? Huh? Eh. Ha? Hmm.
Em,
Mhm.
mhm. Em, Hmm.
Huh? Wow. Hmm. Ahem. Hmm. Hmm.
hı. Sorry. Ha. Aa?
Oh. Aw. Ahem. Ahem.
What?
Ah.
What? Come on. Ah! Um.
Hmm.
Hmm? No.
Ah!
Huh?
Hmm.